Good morning and welcome to our America 250 celebration. If you would, please stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing if you would. Our invocation will be given by Louisiana Purchase Chapter Chaplain, Mary Lou Darnell.
For unveiling the stone and calling the name. Yes.
I would ask you to pray in your faith as I pray in mine. Eternal God, with hearts filled with love and gratitude, we gather to ask your blessing on the celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States as we commemorate the patriots of the American Revolutionary War who are buried in Jefferson County, Missouri. The unequal liberties enjoyed in America today are the legacy of brave, strong patriots. Their deep faith and belief in thy guidance, together with the hope of living in freedom, fortified them throughout the War of Independence. We give you thanks, O Lord, for your many blessings, and ask that your Holy Spirit be with us always. May we never forget those who fought for the freedom of their new country. Amen.
Please remain standing. And join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, led by Girl Scouts from Cadet Troop 1700. Ladies.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ladies. And now, our national anthem will be sung by Louisiana Purchase member Jenny Moser.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I'm telling you, that just gives me chills. Please be seated. I would like to extend a Louisiana Purchase welcome to some very special guests. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing. We are so glad you are with us today. Dennis Gannon, Jefferson County Executive. David Courtway, Jefferson County Director of Administration. Charles Grodeke, County Council Chair. Madeline Castle, Field Representative for Senator Josh Hawley. Mary Elizabeth Coleman, State Senator from Jefferson County. Cindy Buckeye Courtway, State Representative. Seth York, Chief of Staff for Mary Elizabeth Coleman. Let's give these guests a round of applause. And now, you all may be seated. I see you knew that right away. We also have some other very special guests. Please stand when I call your name and remain standing. We are so glad that you are with us today. And I will tell you right now that there are some of you whose names I will not call, but there'll be a group call at the end, and then I expect you to stand. Susan Huff, Missouri State Society Daughters of the American Revolution Organizing Secretary. Linda Venable, our very own Missouri State Society DAR Southeast District Director. Thank you. And I believe we have other district directors and DAR sisters from other chapters and from the state. Please stand. We are so glad you are here with us today. Karen, you did not stand. Karen is a DAR sister from Fenton, the Fenton chapter, and she and I have known each other since we were barely able to walk. Okay, let me get to page 2 here. Next, Missouri Society, Sons of the American Revolution, Executive Vice President Stephen E. Biggs. Please stand. And would all our other brothers in patriotism, Sons of the American Revolution, please stand. We are very glad you are here with us today. And finally, last but certainly not least, with the relatives and descendants of the Revolutionary War patriots buried in Jefferson County, Missouri, please stand. And now, I would ask that Susan Huff, Missouri State Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, Organizing Secretary. Well, that's a mouthful, Susan. Bring greetings, please.
Good morning. The National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, or DAR, is firm in its commitment to patriotism. We honor and respect our men and women, active duty military and veterans. We love our Revolutionary War patriots. With the approach of our nation's 250th birthday, DAR offered celebration grants to any chapter to help with projects, events, or activities. These all support the NSDAR America 250 vision of celebrating the 250th birthday of our nation and the patriots who helped achieve American independence. These events need to include activities and information related to the recognition of specific proven patriots. The Louisiana Purchase Chapter applied for and received a grant to honor the 13 Revolutionary War patriots buried in Jefferson County. Let us thank these Louisiana Purchase daughters for their time and energy in finding, researching, and celebrating these patriots. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Susan. And now, Missouri Society, Sons of the American Revolution, Executive Vice President Stephen E. Biggs brings us greetings from SAR.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Steve Biggs, as Lynn said, and I want to thank the Louisiana Purchase Chapter and Lynn for putting together this program to honor the Jefferson County Revolutionary War veterans. We are currently in the 250th year span of honoring the American Revolution, and so I just happen to have one of the SAR flag ribbons here, and I'd like to present it to Susan. And it says American 250th SAR Award. So you may put that with your flag when you get time, and we thank you for what you're doing. I'd just like to touch on two events that are going to happen next year in 2025 that are also 250th anniversary events. These are put on by the SAR. First off, in April, Saturday, April 26th, in Carondelet Park, which is in the St. Louis, up along the Mississippi River, we're going to unveil a new plaque, a wayside marker, like those things you see along the highway. And this is to honor General Lafayette. Lafayette was one of the heroes of the American Revolution. After the war, he went back to France, his native home, for a while, but he came back to visit the United States on what they called a farewell tour. He traveled to all 24 states that existed at the time, of which Missouri was the 24th, from 1824 to 1825. So on Saturday, April 26th of next year, we'll be having that unveiling. We'll have a gentleman from France that'll be the speaker, and you're all welcome to come. It's just a short drive from here up 55 to Carondelet Park. I hope someone mark that down, and you'll be able to get more information on the website mossar.org. That's MOSSAR.org. That's the SAR state website. The second event to let you know about is on Sunday, May 25th at 1 o'clock. And this will be in St. Genevieve, just the other direction down 55, a short drive from here. It will be the third annual Battle of Fort San Carlos celebration. We have 5 Patriots buried in the memorial cemetery there that we will honor, and then there'll be a short commemorative ceremony afterwards. So we hope that during this 250th anniversary time period that you all get out and join in a lot of those. Now it's my honor to turn the microphone over here to a man who has one of the toughest jobs in Jefferson County, but he does it great. The county executive, Dennis Gannon.
Greetings and good morning from Jefferson County. I would like to thank the Louisiana Purchase Chapter of the National Society Daughters of American Revolution for the vision to make this day a reality. Your dedication makes it possible to stand here today and place this stone on behalf of a grateful county. Today, as we reveal the stone which memorializes the names of 13 Revolutionary War patriots that are buried in Jefferson County, I want you to know we are honored to offer the small piece of land to home a visual memory of those who went before us. As we have preserved the memories of the brave men here today, let us never forget what they endured on our behalf. Thank you. And now I'd like to read a proclamation, and I'd like to join me on the stage here in the front of this auditorium, Vera McCullough, Michaelin Stacy, and Debbie Pulley. Those are the co-chairs of this event today. So all 3 of you come up, and I'm going to present this to you. So just join us right here. This proclamation reads, Jefferson County, Missouri, Louisiana Purchase Chapter, NSDAR. Whereas on July 4th, 2026, our nation will commemorate the semi-quincentennial anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Whereas the journey towards this historic milestone is an opportunity to reflect on our nation's past and honor the contribution of all Americans, and look ahead to the future generations who will carry forward the ideals of democracy and individual liberty that makes the United States a unique nation in the world community. The Louisiana Purchase Chapter, NSDAR, was formed October 7th, 1916 in DeSoto, Missouri, whose name perpetuates the memory of the event that doubled the area of the United States and extended the boundaries of our young republic beyond the Mississippi River. Whereas the National Society Daughters of American Revolution is a nonprofit, a non-political women's service organization established in 1890, whose members are lineally descended patriots of the American Revolution. Through the President's general leadership, all daughters are celebrating Stars and Stripes forever and rejoicing in our DAR ties of service and friendship by celebrating our nation's history, diversity, promoting belonging through membership and dedicated service to God, home, and country, and by completing projects with unique local and impactful ways. Whereas in recognition of America's 250th anniversary, daughters are celebrating our nation's rich history and diversity by honoring all men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots, believing in the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to establish a new nation. Whereas the Louisiana Purchase Daughters are here today, November 9, 2024, to dedicate this monument to the 13 American Revolutionary Patriots who are buried in Jefferson County, and those who lived here and continued their journey westward. Resolved that I, Dennis Gannon, County Executive of Jefferson County, Missouri, commend this commemoration to all our Jefferson County residents. In testimony whereof I have signed my hand on this official and placed the official seal. Ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I must confess, I surprised those ladies. They did not know that they were going to be the recipients of the proclamation. But they worked hard, and they deserve it. And now, Michael and Stacy, would you please introduce our guest speaker today?
Good morning. It is my honor to be able oh man, I need more coffee. To introduce our guest speaker, who has become a dear friend of mine, and I just love her to pieces, and found out some interesting information this morning, which I'll let her share about the Patriots' names that you will be seeing. And she is one of the state senators from Jefferson County, and so I'd like to introduce Mary Elizabeth Coleman.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
So I was saying, as I'm going to pull up my speech, my children call me a grandmother millennial, so I have my speech on my phone instead of printed out because I don't have a printer. I can't keep up with the ink. My children are the 9th generation Jefferson Countyans. My husband's family has been in Jefferson County since 1821. And when I was telling him this morning at breakfast about what I was doing today, well, he takes some of the kids to the Mizzou football game. I think I got the better deal, if I'm being very honest. He said, "Oh, Moss and Johnston, well, we're I don't know how, but we're somehow related to the Mosses and the Johnstons. My fourth son is actually named Johnston after the Johnston family and Chris's family. And then he is the son of the American Revolution, and his patriot is Mark Thomas from the Battle of the Falls of the Ohio. So it's especially a privilege and an honor to be here today. So, Patrick Henry once declared, "Give me liberty or give me death." And right here in Jefferson County, 13 brave patriots echoed that sentiment, not just with their words, but with their lives and risking their fortunes and everything sacred and important to them to found a vision of freedom and liberty for all. Today, we gather not only to remember their sacrifice, but to reflect on how we all can carry forward that legacy for America's future. Thank you so much for having me and inviting me to speak today. On this occasion, as we're nearing the 250th anniversary of our nation's founding, it is remarkable to think of the steadfast devotion to those early patriots showed to the principles that define our country. I often will say that our country has no grandchildren, only children, and it is our responsibility as children of this great nation to honor and recognize those who come before us and to live up to the values that they have instilled, whatever that service may look like. With a deep love of liberty, I'm sorry, I lost my spot, guys. I went a little ad-lib on the speech. Seth would be, I didn't make him come today. He didn't stand up earlier, my chief of staff at York. I thought, well, I'm going to be there, so you don't have to come. And he would have fussed at me later for losing my spot if he had been here. So our fathers resisted oppressive rule not out of resentment for their own heritage, but out of a love for timeless ideals, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This was the heart of their message, and it remains the essence of our American spirit today. In these words, we find the foundation of a nature where each life is valued, where freedom is cherished, and where every person has a right to pursue a life of dignity and purpose. These are more than just words, though. They are a promise that we are called to protect. As a mother of 6 here in Jefferson County, I feel profound responsibility to ensure that my children know their history, know the legacy from which they come, and that their heritage isn't just a history lesson, but it's an obligation and a duty. 7 years ago, I decided to get involved in statewide politics, in large part to preserve those founding principles, realizing that these values are as relevant today as they were then. The principle of life is fundamental to our nation's foundation. Respecting life at all stages reflects the founders' beliefs in the dignity of each individual human being, safeguarding our country's future and ensuring that every generation knows and cherishes that worth. Our duty as citizens, like those who fought for this nation's freedom, must be ready to defend our sacred liberties. Recently at the polls, Americans reaffirmed our commitment to these core values with historic turnout across this great country. It's a powerful reminding of our enduring dedication to freedom and to those principles, regardless of which party ended up successful in that election. Today, while there are many challenges, I believe, as Benjamin Franklin did, that we can keep this republic. We do so by teaching our children to love America, by educating them with truth, and by empowering them with a love of life, liberty, and happiness. And by maintaining our nation's strength by defending the constitutional rights that we have all vowed to protect. Freedom of speech, Second Amendment, habeas corpus. I mean, the history of the legal field was turned fundamentally by the work of the men who built this great country, enshrining into our legal documents rights that had never before existed in the history of the world. Finally, let us commit to one another that by supporting our communities and living in service to neighbors, we act as a steward of the freedoms that we hold dear. Through collective efforts, prayer, and dedication, that we fulfill the promise of America. Just as these 13 patriots from Jefferson County stood for liberty, let us stand firm in our commitment to each and every person who's a citizen of our great country. I want to thank again the Daughters of the American Revolution for the work that you have done in preserving this great history, this wonderful legacy. I want to thank the family that apparently I'm related to somehow by marriage. I'd have to have Chris here to help me walk through which great-great-grandfather we might share in common. And just really thank you all so very much. It is an honor and a privilege to serve in the State House. One of the things that I think is so beautiful about our great country and our system that we've set up is that these seats don't belong to any individual. They belong to the people. And that I have the honor to represent us for such a brief time is an incredible honor and a gift. So thank you for having me this morning. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. God bless America.
Thank you, Senator Coleman. That almost sounds creepy. This celebration has been months in the planning. Along with all the time spent on research and study, there has also been time to think about the lives of the men we are honoring today. Time to consider the hardships they endured, the drive and determination, the boundless courage that sustained them. Think about it. These were men who lived those slogans that we repeat today. Live free or die. Give me liberty or give me death. They lived it, they meant it, literally. Think of a man who wanted so desperately to be free, for his children to be free, that he would tie rags around his shoes to keep the soles on, to keep them from falling off, and then march through the snow and the slush, in the cold, frostbitten, with his bayonet fixed to his rifle because there was no dry powder. And then charged the enemy because he was willing to trade his very life for freedom. Freedom for his children. Freedom for me. Freedom for you. These are the men we honor today. Because of their sacrifice, I can stand before you and say, believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots sacrificed their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies. Up with the unveiling of the stone. All right, if the people who are going to unveil the stone could please come forward and accompany Mary Lou.
Order, attention. Right space. Forward, march.
would make your way outside to where the